Hi everyone, it's Sue. I'm here today with a little project that was inspired by Jackie Chimes. I will put her YouTube channel down below. And I've had this little flower book for such a long time. I picked it up at one of our local op shops and it's got a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's not glossy. And I've just been dying to use it, so I thought this is the ideal project. I've also got these little tea cards. I don't have authentic tea cards or cigarette cards, I think they are actually. And these are from Inkwell Wishes. I've got the details there. I did actually go and have a look at Sandra's shop and it's actually closed at the moment. So what I've done is I've just put the corresponding backs to the fronts and I've just sewn and inked around those. So these are the really lovely tags, something a little bit different. And you'll also need some book paper or similar. You'll see in a minute that I actually decide to change my mind and not use the book paper at all. So I'm just tearing out one page to start with. I thought I'll just cut it down and see how I go. So I think I'm making these tags approximately about 3 inches, about 3 inches by 6.25, something like that. Close enough to that. You can make them any size you like. So 3.25 by about 6.25, I think. So I started tearing into this. This is just an old dictionary that I've got. And I'm umming and ahhing, do I want to use it? And then I decided no. So I've got all these beautiful craft coloured, they're Nescafe coffee satchel boxes. And I love the colour of the craft that's inside them. So I had collected a whole heap of them and they were just piling up. So one day I just sat down and tore the boxes all to bits and I went through and I embossed them all. So I've decided I'm going to use that instead of book paper. So you can see the colour on the outside's not that nice, but the craft on the inside is just beautiful. I wanted to ink that up too and I forgot to do that, so now I'm going to have to try and ink that while it's got glue all over it, so that was really interesting. So how have you all been anyway? I hope you've been able to get a little bit of creative time in. I've been really enjoying creating actually. It's getting nice and cool here. It's not cold, but it's just beautiful weather, and some days it's cardigan weather, and I don't know, I just love sitting, and at least when it's not stinking hot and you can sort of think about what you're doing. So yeah, when I saw Jackie doing this, I thought, oh, I love that. I loved her version, so I thought I'll give them a go and see how I go. So I'm trying not to think about it too much, and I'm just tearing and putting it where I think looks the best. So I'm just working out where I'm going to put a little pocket. So you need some vellum as well, and or acetate, whatever you prefer to use. And I'm cutting this down just so that it fits the tea card in nicely. I think it's about 1 3/4 inches by about 2.5 inches, I think I cut it. And then I put a little notch in the top of the vellum as well. So yeah, I cut that down to 2.5 and cut a couple while I'm going. So I'm just holding that up to see what that looks like, because there's a little bit of a glare on that. And then I'm just putting a little bit of art glitter glue around the 3 edges, just to sort of adhere that down before I sew it. So I want to sew around this little pocket, and I'll also sew around the outside of the tag once it's all done. So you can see there I've just sewn that. I'm just popping that card in there just to see that it fits. Perfect. Isn't that cute? It's just something really different. So thank you, Jackie, for the inspiration. It's lovely. Okay, so now I'm going to use some of this coffee dyed paper that I have coffee dyed myself. And then I realise once I've done it that it's really not, because the paper from the book isn't really thick and it's just not a strong enough tag for my liking. So I will actually end up changing that down the track and adding some stiffer cardboard. As you can see here, shame to waste that coffee dye paper, but I can always do more. So I enjoyed making that so much, I'm going to make some more. Just the images were just so beautiful, and I'm getting a couple of tags out of this page here. And I love that I can see the different florals on them, whereas if I had to put them in a book, they would have only been thin pages. So I'm just really happy that I can use this book up. It's been sitting there, as I said, for ages now. So I'm basically just going to be fiddling away here, just working out where I want to put some of that dry embossed, will we call it cardstock, from the coffee packets, and just basically doing the same as I did with the first one. So I'll leave you, have a look, and I'll see you closer to the end. So here I've decided I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling on the back of this A4 card. So I've backed the tags with this card, and I find with stenciling sometimes I get a little bit, what's the word, heavy-handed, I guess. I sort of put too much stenciling on. So what I find, if I'm backing several tags and I decide I'm going to stencil, I just tip it over and I just stencil randomly over the A4 sheet, and then when I cut it out, whatever is there is what I get. So I don't know what it's going to look like until I cut it out. I just find that that works better for me. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit strange, but I just find that that's works, as I said, works the best. So I'm just using Vintage Photo here. So, and as you can see, I'm just very randomly using that stencil. That's an old Prima stencil. I don't know whether it's still available, but I don't know. I just keep using it. It's one of my most favourite. I don't have many stencils, but it is my most favourite stencil. You'll probably see that on a lot of things in my journals. So I'm just doing the other sheet as well that I had glued some tags to. And then when I cut them out, I don't know what I'm going to get. And at least it's not, I'm sort of not trying to think about it too hard. So I've sewn around all those tags, and I'll probably show you on the back soon how that stenciling turned out. And obviously I've missed one there, probably the first one that I did. So, and this is what I struggle with, is, you know, exactly where to do the stenciling. Looks like a Z there. Anyway, that looks quite nice. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ink around the edge of all of them. I think they've come up beautifully. I really, really like them. So I've finished all those tags now. I'm really happy with the way they've turned out. I love that one with the chair. It's probably my favourite. It's very simple, but just beautiful image. So head on over to Jackie's channel if you haven't seen her channel before. I'll put the link down below. I've had so much fun making these today, so I hope you enjoyed it as well, and you can manage to make some. So I'll leave it with you, and until next time, I hope you get a little bit of crafting time in. Take care, everybody. I'll see you soon.